guys, I'm Lizzie. Happy New Year! I'm big on resolutions, making goals, setting to-do lists, things that motivate me and kind of trick me into doing more than I would normally. And since 2026 is the year of the horse, I made a list of 5 things that you can practice through the whole year that'll help you improve your relationship with your horse and improve your horsemanship skills and your overall mindset. And I'm going to be taking my own advice on this one and practicing these 5 things throughout the entire year, because I have a lot of room for improvement and I want to improve. I never want to stop improving. And I don't think that there's anybody out there that doesn't have room for improvement. So if we really want to improve our skills and our relationship with our horses, that's something that takes a lot of time and not something that can happen overnight. Easy, quick fixes are very temporary and can do a lot more harm than good. So if you really want to improve the entire picture for long term, you need to put a lot of effort into it. And that's why starting off the year with fresh goals and a clean mindset is really gonna help put you on the right foot. So in no particular order, I'm gonna list off 5 goals that you can work on through the entire year to improve your relationship with your horse, your horsemanship skills, and your entire mindset. And number 1 is patience and encouraging curiosity instead of punishing it. Now, there's a lot of practices in the entire horse world that like to rush things. You're always encouraged to rush things, and if you like to take your time on something, you get backlash from the traditional trainers and cowboys. Rushing things creates a lot of problems, like shutdown horses, or really explosive, high anxiety horses, or health problems. Because even in the health realm of things, we like to rush things. We like instant results. People in general have lost a lot of patience. We are stuck on watching short film content because we no longer have the attention span to watch a longer film. We want instant pills to take away our pain instead of fixing the cause of the pain. We want fast food. We want things that are quick and instant. And I have fault in this too. I am a very impatient person, which is ironic because all of my hobbies require a lot of patience. So I struggle with it a lot, but I really want to improve and I really want to work on my patience, especially for my horses. I don't want my horses to suffer from my lack of ability to have patience. And it's not, again, patience is something that you have to work on. It's not something that you can get instantly. So yes, working on your patience means you need patience to work on your patience. But it's very important to have. Now, why I put it alongside encouraging curiosity instead of punishing it, horses have a curiosity to do things like cross a tarp or a creek, go over a log, something, going up to something scary, testing something, whatever. They have the curiosity about it, but so many times I see people that are training horses or whatever, instead of allowing them the time to take it in, observe it, be curious about it, they are immediately forced and kicked or whipped or just have something unpleasant happen to them to force them towards or over the thing that they are curious but also nervous about. Now in the horse's mindset, they are now being punished for something that is kind of scary to them but they were kind of curious about, but now they are just more afraid of. So usually when you see the situation occurring, the horse is somewhat curious of, say, a creek, and they want to put their head down and smell it, but instead of the rider allowing that time and process to happen, they are impatient, they want to cross now. They force the horse's head up. They don't want the horse to check it out. They just want the horse to cross. So now the horse hasn't had time to scope it out, and now they're being rushed across something that they're a little bit nervous about. And that's going to build a lot more tension and fear surrounding the said creek. So usually when the situation is unfolding, the horse gets more and more anxious, and when they finally do cross, it's some sort of panic to rush across, or explosion, or jump and bolt, or buck, or something unpleasant usually happens in that moment of being forced and rushed. Also, when we're being impatient, quick fixes happen, and quick fixes usually include getting more harsh instead of more clear. And that usually involves harsher tack, more tack, just more things to force the horse into doing something instead of taking the time to make it more clear of what you want. So instead of working with your horse and being patient and building a proper top line and getting your horse to truly relax and become round, we want a quick round horse. So we buy the lunging aids and we wrap them up in tack and we force them around in circles and call that good enough. And I could also go down a whole rabbit hole of why that's not okay. But yes, impatience leads to a lot of unethical practices and harsher equipment, things that are not a good long-term fix, but might get you quick results. So if improving your patience is something you want to work on in 2026, there's a lot of things that you can practice and do to help your impatience-ness, but there aren't any quick fixes. But horses can be great for teaching us patience if we just go by their time instead of having to do everything on our time. We're always chasing the clock, we always have deadlines, we always have a million other things we have to get to, so we just have to get this training session out of the way or whatever. So everything's always on our terms. But if you allow the horse to take their time, we're gonna have to practice our patience and fit into their schedule instead of ours. So my tip for improving your patience is to basically just let the horse tell you when they're ready. Number 2 is mindset. The biggest obstacle that we need to overcome that is holding us back is our own thought process. We have a lot of negativity going on in our minds all of the time. We come up with fake scenarios, we project a lot onto our horses, we put words into our horses' mouths, so to speak. We presume a lot of things, we put human emotions onto horses. And not only does that keep you from improving and holds you back from developing, but it also gives you fake excuses as to why you can't and you shouldn't and why your horse acts a certain way. So labeling your horse, even other people, it's a very kind of stuck and almost toxic mindset because it makes it okay in your mind to treat something a certain way because you've labeled it that way. So if you have a chestnut mare that you've labeled a brat, it's okay to then treat her like a brat. It doesn't matter the label either. When you stick something in a certain box, it makes you unable to see the reasons why they act like that and see the ability to change that behavior. It's almost like we want to be able to label something because we no longer have to think about that problem. We just go, oh yeah, that's because they are lazy, stupid, bratty, whatever it is. We don't want to have to think about why that behavior is occurring. We don't want to have to think about how to fix that behavior. It's just an easy mindset that is kind of toxic. A lot of people like to blame their behavior on their diseases instead of actually wanting to figure out the issue and fix it. So obviously we do the same thing with our horses. So if you really want to fix your horse's issues, whatever they do that have earned their titles, you need to stop putting them in a box and really evaluate why those things are happening, whether it's pain or training or fear or lifestyle that is causing that behavior. And we also have to stop projecting human emotions onto horses. They are smart, but they're not people smart. They don't have the same emotions that people do. People have very complicated emotions. And when you're raising a kid, I think the biggest goal is to try to help the kid learn their emotions and control them, because some of our emotions can be very harmful to other people. So it's very important that when we're young, we're taught to control our emotions. That doesn't mean to stuff your emotions or to not care. It just means that you have to learn how to control them, just like you want to help your horse try to control their nervous system. Now, horses don't have a lot of the emotions that we do, and they don't have a lot of the bad emotions. They don't have anger, they don't have spite, they don't have ego, they don't plot, they're not thinking ahead. They just have instincts. Now, they do have a couple of emotions like happy and sad and fear and some others that keep them alive in the wild. So when you're training a horse, you're not trying to teach them how to learn their emotions and control them. You're trying to help them regulate their nervous system. So to spiral back around, let's remove our emotions from our horse training. Let's stop projecting on the horses. Let's stop labeling. Let's work on our mindset in 2026. Number 3 is spending quality time with your horse. Now, this is going to look a lot different depending on the person and the horse. If your horse is new or green broke or sour or whatever it is, your approach to this should be different. Quality time should be something that your horse enjoys or is okay with, and it shouldn't be something that you just think is fun or you think that should be quality time, but not necessarily what the horse needs. So there's lots of different ways you can spend time with your horse while you bond that doesn't require the horse to be put out of their comfort zone. So you could just spend time with them in the pasture, or if they're not super comfortable with you yet, just sit across the fence from them while they graze, or sit on their back while they're grazing, or take them out to graze. You could do fun things with them, like learn a new trick, teach your horse how to lie down or shake or do something fun if your horse is already at that level. So if your horse doesn't like to be caught, that horse needs a lot more bonding and quality time. So you need to just spend time out in the pasture around your horse. Don't force yourself on the horse. Let them come up to you at their time. If your horse is buddy sour, take them out every day to graze or get a treat or do something enjoyable and then just put them back. A lot of times horses see us as work, or they associate us with a lot of things that scare them, A lot of times they're scared of us, and a lot of times when we're going out to get our horses, we have a lot of work in mind, we have a lot of things that we want to do, but we don't always think about what the horse might want. So quality time might also help you work on your patience, because it's going to require you to do a lot of nothing while you just sit there and be mindful while your horse is also just there. It's just going to be a lot of relaxing, doing nothing time with your horse. And a lot of times, quality bonding time can be a little bit spur of the moment. If you're going out to catch your horse and they say, nah, not today, then you'd be like, okay, well then we can just chill. You have to be okay with changing your plans. As Warwick Stiller likes to say, you have to work with the horse that you have today. Or if you go out to catch your horse and they go, nah, you could also take that as information that they didn't really like your previous session. Maybe the saddle was hurting them, or maybe something else was causing them a little discomfort, or maybe something scared them, or whatever. It's really important to read your horse and understand what they're trying to tell you without taking it personally. And quality time means quality for the both of you, and it's not just fun for you. It doesn't mean just going out on a bareback ride because you felt like it and that's quality time. A lot of times horses don't really find that enjoyable, especially if they're not allowed to graze on the way or whatever. So make it fun for your horse, or make it relaxing for your horse. Make the horse feel good when you are around them. That doesn't just mean handing them treats a lot, but it could also just mean that your presence is kind of calming and relaxing for them. So if you're just out chilling in the pasture a lot, or you take them out to graze or enjoy themselves, that's a lot of quality, and they are going to slowly learn to enjoy your company instead of disliking it. My fourth goal is to pick a random topic and to get fully educated on it. You don't know what you don't know, and a lot of horses suffer from our lack of knowing. And there's always so much more to learn. There's never an end to learning when it comes to horses. Just like with most people, we only learn things when we absolutely have to, after something already bad has happened. So last year I went down the rabbit hole of hoof care, but I already thought that I had a pretty good grasp on hoof care. I thought I already knew what a healthy hoof looked like, and I was already having pretty good results with the way I was doing things. I fell down a very long rabbit hole, and I spent hours and hours of research and reading on hoof care every single day. And I made it a part of my social scrolls. So every single time I sat down to scroll on social media, I made sure that I made it a part of my scrolling to read a lot of stories and other people's failure and experiences to really help educate myself on the whole picture. And once I started doing all of that research, I went and picked up Stella's feet, and I started to see distortion there where I once thought was a well-balanced hoof. And it's just because it's not really something that's really talked about. And because of that, I've adjusted my methods. I've been charting my process and my progress. And I'm super glad that I've educated and continue to educate myself on this topic so that I can ensure that I never have a problem. And I didn't wait until I had a problem to look for these answers. And I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again, that I think it's super important that every horse owner educates themselves super thoroughly on every aspect of the horse. Whether that is diet or lifestyle or hoof care or dental or health care or saddle fitting, tack fitting for that matter, all of those aspects need to be well learned by every horse owner. We can't just claim ignorance and hope that the professionals know what they're doing to make our horses' lives better. You never know if you have a good professional working on your horse, because again, you don't know what you don't know. So they might tell you that they are great, you might have some decent results from them, but you don't actually know. So to ensure that you are hiring the best professionals, to ensure that your horse has the best chance at living a good life, you really need to educate yourself on every aspect of having a horse. So I highly suggest you pick one of these random topics to fully educate yourself on. Dive down the hole and do all of the research on that single topic. Learn it to its fullest, and you'll realize just how much you didn't know, because there's always room for more knowledge. And never say, okay, I've learned enough, good enough, I don't need to learn anymore in that realm. Always have an open mind and always choose to learn more. So in 2026, pick a random topic in the horse realm, whether that is diet or lifestyle or saddle fit or dental or healthcare, whatever it is, pick a random topic and learn it as much as you can and seek advice from lots of different people. And the people that you take advice from, make sure that they have a lot of evidence of good results and make sure that they have documented their results over the years to make sure that what they are doing is in fact correct instead of just lucky. And for number 5, improve your seat. Not only is it going to improve your riding, but it's going to improve your confidence and your horse's confidence. If you are inconfident in your seat, that's going to make you an inconfident rider, which translates into the horse and makes them inconfident in you. So really, to have a safe and secure ride, you have to be confident in your seat. And I have a lot of videos going over how to build a stronger seat and things that you can do to improve your seat. And I think one of the biggest things is riding bareback. And I also suggest just doing a lot of nothing while you sit on your horse. Let your horse just graze or sit around while you sit on them. And do a lot of bareback riding, and you can even do exercises to improve your core strength and your leg muscles, because those are the 2 most important things to keep you on your horse. Now, I've never done exercises to help improve my core strength or my leg strength because I've just done a lot of riding, and just doing a lot of riding will build those muscles. But if you want to try to work on those muscles without riding, you can definitely do exercises to improve your core strength and your leg strength that'll help you stay balanced. You can also do balancing exercises and whatever. But it also kind of goes hand in hand with spending quality time with your horse, because in order to improve your seat, you have to do a lot of nothing while you sit on them and they just do their own thing. It's simple, but it'll make a big impact in your confidence and your horse's confidence and your ability to ride. But that wraps up my 5 goals. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you guys plan to practice these 5 goals along with me in 2026. I hope you guys are having a great new year. You can go follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you guys next week Sunday. Bye!